Howdy, gang. Welcome back to the Premonition 2. It has been like 2 days. I did go and check my progress, and what was hilarious was, so you look at like a game fac, and you see that like chapter 1 is long as fuck, and chapter 2 is pretty long too, and chapter 3 and 4 you can see on like the same page. You don't have to scroll at all, they're like very tiny. So from the looks of it, there's only like an hour or two left. Apparently there's not going to be a dungeon included in this chapter, and that's going to be like the entirety of chapter 4, the dungeon, which we're about to head right to. So, yeah, we're basically at the end of the game. I can't expect us to go more than an hour or two, like I said. And I figured I should just do that now if that's the case. And then I will have to do some testing with Dragon Age 2 since we're using mods. I want to make sure everything's working right. Also, one of them like enables equipment for companions, and one of the files was labeled nude, and I didn't put that file in. I put in the other file, which hopefully is underwear, because I don't want there to be boobies on screen. While they can be avoided, I know that Inquisition has actual nudity in it, and that might be a problem. So it doesn't show penetration, so if I happen to be like a female character, perhaps... No, wait, because then I'd have the boobs, shit. We could be gay. I think the Iron Bull cutscene's pretty funny, maybe that's the way to go. We'll see how I feel when the time comes. Right, so it seems like Patricia's daddy is gonna try and kill her for some reason. And it didn't really click when we were going over the case review, but it sounded like Professor R. Leonard fell in love with his sister, had sex with her, then the sister and her both moved out, and they continued the relationship. I think that's what York said. And then Patty was born, meaning he did the incest with his sister multiple times, even after she met the cop, whose name is currently slipping my mind. That's a problem. Like, I thought it was a tragic thing at first, and, you know, it was like a sign of the character's mental illness, but no, they were just, like, in an incestuous relationship, and I guess the cop man is a cuck or something, and, ain't this some shit? Oh, I forgot to lemons. Need to buy more. Refill my medicines. Some bullshit. Last time I went to the store, the pharmacy wasn't open for some reason. Probably because it was Sunday, actually, now that I think about it. Alright, so, foods. The food warehouse is where we're supposed to go, right? So, speaking of the titties, the first time I played Inquisition, I was a Canary, or a Kossith, technically not Canary, but, you know, one of the gray-skinned goat men. And I went into a relationship with Cassandra, so she's a human and Kanari are much bigger than them. And in the cutscene, it was just like really awkward, like her neck fucking broke, so she could look up and make eye contact with me. It looked so weird. Like first I was already like ajarred that there were actual titties on screen, but then also the broken neck, it just made it such an awkward cutscene. I have to imagine the same thing kind of happens if you played a dwarf. But, you know, BioWare is usually pretty clean about that kind of stuff. Like even in Mass Effect, you don't see anything beyond underwear. It's all about the creative camera angles, which they still do, but like, there were titties. That looks like the way up. So I'm the ultimate detective, Francis York Morgan! Ah! Oh, wait. Bitch. Yeah, I can't get in this way. That's a shame. Definitely does seem like the tallest point. I'm missing something. Has to be it, motherfucker. Can't just walk in. Alright, I think I'm actually gonna have to look up where the fucking actual location is, because this is frustrating. Okay, Premonition 2. Warehouse. Roof. Sounds like it might be the fire escape, but going an actual walkthrough would be extra certain. Okay, it says Danny is somewhere around here. It might be that it's like too late in the day, perhaps. It said like around the back building. That could be him. Someone else mentioned a fire escape, but that wasn't necessarily in the guide. The guide was very barren, but it makes sense. This to be the answer, but it's fucking locked. Unless I'm supposed to like talk to him from the ground. And he'll let me in. Hey! Hey! It looks like there's a timer. I'll get the exact numbers. Between 8 and 17. So I have to go sleep, I guess. That's a shame. Maybe you can get that last cocktail in though. I know just anybody can post a game FAQ on game FAQs, but the details used to be so much higher. You know, millennials slacking on your paper writing. It's a completely text-based guide, like you need to be descriptive if you're not using fucking pictures. Reason I go to game FAQs still over sites that do use pictures is the lack of ads. Internet feels fucking unusable sometimes. How many ads you find flooded on every fucking news site, man. It is some shit. Tuesday's cocktail, a mimosa. I've heard so much about these bottomless mimosas. What is it? I assumed it was a side dish. Orange juice spiked with champagne. Well, I wonder if women like it. Sounds girly AF. Yeah. The mimosa genus in the legume family of Fabaceae. Mimosa flowers have cute yellow buds. Oh, is that like the bubbles of the champagne? It makes me think of a fucking orange. Champagne L'Orange. See, that's a better name.
Today the sometime, yeah. You'll be back, remember.
Yep. Okay. Back to also pineapple. So, considering that we're approaching the end here, the game has like the same fault as the first one in that like there's all this open world shit to do, and the game simply isn't long enough to make you do it. This one tried to fix it, I guess, by adding all that waiting that we had to do. Like, that was the time to do all the side quests in the game, I suppose, but like, we tried. Even those involve some waiting and they're kind of cryptic. And like, even this, the freaking week-long drink quest, we're about to not finish, because we still need like a day or two on it. And we tried our damnedest. And then the upgrades, we barely have any of them. Hey, you can get some good charms from playing the mini games, but like slots, nah. Like we have one doll. We only have 3 necklaces of like how many freaking necklaces do you see there? A lot. Only 1 skateboard charm. We got a couple of masks, but we only have 2 of those to equip. Like there's a lot of grinding to be had. My knowledge, there isn't a New Game Plus. You can like reload chapters and play them with your current stats, but no New Game Plus. I guess that's more or less the same thing.
And you can't. So make. Next.
This town being a square made navigation a lot easier. Like, I'm not always opening the map anymore, even if we do have a better mini-map. That ain't Danny. Blue dot, that's gotta be someone. Okay.
Oh, it's you. I reckon I owe you an apology for how I was acting before. I think I get what you meant now. You'll no longer be able to borrow a certain someone's power. Well, those words woke me up. I need to get myself together or I'll sink. And you saved me.
I'm gonna be the biggest, baddest mob boss this country's ever seen.
Now this is a surprise, Zach. Can a human being really turn themselves around this quickly?
Hey, come on, don't say that. I was drunk, you know.
That's true.
I lost my baby girl, my wife, then my father-in-law. I didn't know what to do. Blaming it all on someone else was the only way I knew how to cope. All right?
At least you admit it.
What are you here for, anyway? Thought you already investigated this place.
What?
I'd like to get your permission to climb up to the roof. right up to that hideous sign there.
It is pretty bad. Like one of the Yakuza wrestling characters.
Oh, is that all? Well, go on ahead. I know you're a genius agent. If you need to go up there, then by all means.
Danny, I'm not a genius. I'm a complete failure. I never even gave a single thought to P.J. Clarkson's first daughter. I was practically oblivious the entire time. I never considered the possibility that Lena had a child either, and that misstep cost us many sacrifices.
But you know all about it now, right? Then just move on. You figured out that it was Galena who murdered Lise. And that Galena was being manipulated by Lena. You proved that my treasure wasn't evil after all. It may have cost us a lot of sacrifices, but that still makes you a genius agent. And that's how I know I can trust you. Now, I don't care if you're FBI. I'm still gonna come clean and say it. Whoever killed my treasure is gonna pay. I want to track him down and kill him with my own hands. But
You have one.
I'm a Clarkson too. So I made up my mind. All Clarkson's got a job to do.
Which one is it, Zach? Patricia must be in the boathouse we saw in that photograph, along with Melvin and Candy, the goddess of fertility. What I saw at Alexis's
Melvin
restaurant,
Woods, that's the name.
not only was my mind still reeling, but the oracle was also rather vague. But so what, Zach? We just need to find the same boathouse that we saw in that picture. There's got to be another singularity inside it. Zach, that's the boathouse. It's right where the photograph was taken. But I have no idea how we're supposed to reach it.
How about a boat?
Zach? It looks like we have no choice but to head back to the starting line. Let's go and see the one who fired the pistol at Heaven. He should be able to transport us straight to that boathouse.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, his love for
Boat.
justice is so strong that he chased a poacher's boat all the way up the bayou.
Thanks forever.
I'm sure he'll be happy to help us. Zach, stop and just imagine it for a moment. Chuck's face, once he hears that poacher's boat is actually a shrine housing the goddess of fertility.
Must have been the big man who wrote that.
What's this?
Oh, he's gonna talk about it.
Who left this message for her? Zach, you know what? I forgot all about our 10-foot giant. We still have a lot of work left to do in this town. Zach, there's the biggest man we've seen in town thus far. Let's talk to him just in case.
Maybe he's 10 feet
Hello
in the
there,
heels.
Avery. I need your help. Would you mind raising your arms up high like this for me?
Raise my arms like this?
Thank you. That's perfect. It appears that even with your height, you'd have a tough time reaching a spot up that high.
I love Lise. Yup. But Lise got cold. Lise turned white. My poor sunlight wouldn't move no more.
Oh.
Avery, I understand how you feel. I'm sure that Lise does too.
Really?
Oh yes, I guarantee it. Right now, I'm trying to eliminate the cause of her death, but I need your assistance. If you ever see a man who looks taller and stronger than you, I want you to let me know.
I will. You bet I will. Yup.
Alright. I did have that quest I wanted to turn in for him, but he kind of vanished in thin air.
Hello, Chuck. The time has finally come to catch that poacher's boat you spoke of.
Oh, now he wants to catch the boat. Thought you FBI boys don't chase down boats. Ain't that what you said? Unless it's a terrorist boat that plans to overthrow our country, right?
It sure is.
You're exactly right, Chuck. I discovered that boat does contain perpetrators who are potentially capable of overthrowing our country. Perpetrators who are deeply connected to a new drug called Sang Rouge.
And you expect me to help you?
Yes, I need your help.
I see you got the balls to match just how big a goddamn prick you are. Poachers can fuck with my form all they want, but the moment drugs get involved, all of a sudden you're raring to go. Guess what? I don't give a shit.
I can't solve this case without your help, Chuck. If you're angry about how I acted earlier, then please allow me to apologize.
I don't want no apology.
Then how can I get you to trust me?
You really don't know when to shut up, do ya? As you can see, I'm busy here. So if you're done harassing me, then,
Chuck, that was amazing. Absolutely incredible. Fantastic. How did you do that?
Thanks? I don't know.
The answer lies in his physical advantage. That's it, Zach. Your stance when you toss makes all the difference. I can't get over how beautiful his stance was. Just what am I missing?
You like skipping stones? You know, I always trust a man who knows how to skip good. See, the key to skipping is how close your arm is to the water when you throw. You also need accurate speed, an accurate wrist snap, and accurate timing when you let go. That's why short folk who stay low to the ground and keep a low profile like me can skip better.
What, because gravity has less time to accelerate the rock before it hits the water?
And that's how I reckon I can trust a man who knows what skipping's all about. Got it? If you want my help, you gotta impress me with your skipping. Then I'll lend you my boat.
Okay. I can skip a stone, score over 5. I can do that easy. Do it in my fucking sleep. Watch this. use this little sinker. Fucking pussy. That wasn't even good. I still got 11.
Hot damn! Woo-wee! You're a natural. That was flawless skipping, all right.
Really?
Oh, yeah. You got talent, boy. And you're humble, too.
Well, I did have a great teacher. That's what helped me to stay low.
Yep, that's the key. Gotta keep low profile. Folks can learn a lot about life from stone skipping. Feller's gotta stay humble. Keep himself from getting all arrogant. Know what I mean?
No.
Okay, maestro, I trust you now. I'll take you into the swamp or wherever the hell else you want to go. Want to shove off now?
Yep.
Gotta make hay while the sun shines. Let's head over to my boat. Follow me, maestro. We gotta go round a bit to get to your boathouse. It ain't the safest route out there, so just be ready.
Zach, this is exhilarating. It's like an amusement park ride, only better.
Hold on tight now, maestro.
This is yet another reminder about just how vast and varied our homeland of America is.
You really wait till now to give me the boat minigame, or was I able to do this before? Hit as many targets as possible. No, set to rails in gallery. Alligators appear. That damaged boat, take them out fast. Got it. Woo! Quite difficult. I have to imagine this was gyro controlled on the Switch. thought I did pretty good too. I also thought that you might have to hit all the targets
This
to
is
get
as
the
far
gold.
as I can take you. You're gonna have to walk from here.
Thanks, Chuck!
Hey, you hear that wind a-howling? That there's a storm coming. You better watch yourself out there. You hear? Oh, yeah. And folks don't usually come round this end too much, so be careful. You got a weapon? Just give me a holler if you need me to come get you. I do always trust a good skipper from the bottom of my heart.
I appreciate all your help.
Other world. Oh no.
Zach, a deadly premonition. How do you feel about this one? Honestly, I'm torn. I know the truth that awaits us here isn't one we want to accept. But we have to keep marching ahead. We're FBI special agents, remember? The United States Department of Justice has authorized us to deliver justice in their name. You know, sometimes I get to thinking, why did I ever decide to work in the justice sector?
Oh boy.
I'll show you. Void!
Ah, I see. My stamina's reduced because of the cold. I might have a cure on me though. Not for a cold. That's a shame.
Are you in pain? Void! Hurts, don't it? There's nothing here.
Zach, we've reached the final stage. Are you prepared for the truth?
We can't do any crafting, that's why I didn't bother killing those guys, because I don't know if I even have enough ammo in my inventory. That was a problem last time. thick. Oh, Patricia's alive. Good.
I love you. I'll do anything for you. I'll make your wish come true.
Is that Melvin? Ah.
You stand before the goddess. Mind your manners.
Sorry, but I don't worship that
Is
deity.
Melvin like secretly
You
biscuit
always
or
were a
something?
rude one.
How he goes to like 10 feet tall.
Patty, everything's all right now. Just come over to me.
She can't hear you, York. Patricia's already in a trance. Outside voices can't reach her.
You didn't. San Rouge?
Now, what kind of fool do you take me for? She's the consecrated virgin, and virgins need to be pure. She won't be able to serve the goddess if she gets all corrupted. Now will she? And besides, she's got a resistance to the stuff. Might be due to the blood she inherited from her parents, or might be San Rouge was designed that way on purpose. Not that it matters now, 'cause she's about to die. I wouldn't do that if I were you, York. Or did you forget who gave you Mr. Alligator to begin with? You think I'd hand you a weapon without any sort of safeguard in it?
What?
This is straight out of a bad C movie, Melvin.
Call it what you want, York. But I'm the main character here, and you already played your part. Now that Candy's become the goddess, I will take her once more and claim my seat as the king who rules this town. Yes, I will be the one who rebuilds the Clarksons' legacy!
Power isn't important to you, Melvin. All you care about is your loving family, remember? The man who won the heart of the most beautiful girl in the world. Melvin Woods. We can still stop this from happening. You just need to wake up, Melvin.
York, you really are a second-rate man. You're incapable of understanding how other folks feel. Lena was the one I loved.
What?
Candy's merely the symbol we use to restore the Clarksons' glory. The goddess of fertility is just an idol designed to guide our people down the proper path. I devoted everything I had to Lena.
So
Hey, Patricia!
he was not a cuck. The real relationship was between him and Lena.
Ah,
I was obsessed with Lena ever since I was a kid. She lived in a big mansion and also had skin as white as snow. All I ever wanted was to be just like her. My friends were too close-minded to understand. Don't let the white man brainwash you, they said. But race was never a part of it for me. She was always far above that shit. A higher being who surpassed it all. By the time I grew up, she already changed forms and abandoned her home. At first, I was so shocked. It felt like my dreams had been shattered before I ever got a chance to pursue them. But when I finally got a chance to meet her face to face, everything changed. I loved her female form with all my heart. The moment I saw her again, she completely possessed my soul. Hey, York, you know how they say God created man in his own image? That's what Lena is. She's God's finest creation. The perfection of the human race.
she wasn't perfect
But you
in any
thought
way.
the guy was so cool, and then
She
they
was just
became a
another
girl, and
criminal
you're
who
like,
happened
oh,
to be a bit
okay,
smarter than most.
I'm in. And that's a little more wholesome.
You never understand. Anywho, I decided to follow her plan. And so I became the one who supported her from the shadows. working to fulfill her dream of restoring the Clarkson's glory. That's why I seduced Candy, married her, and kept giving her Sang Rouge whenever Lena told me to. Then, you know what happened? About 1 year ago, we finally saw a sign of the birth of the goddess of fertility.
You mean she started growing horribly obese?
8 years. It felt long, but also short somehow. I knew from the start that much blood would be spilled, but I had no other choice. It was the only way for me to make my beloved angel need me.
So you murdered Galena, too?
Yeah, that didn't exactly go according to plan. Galena was supposed to kill Lise, and Lena was supposed to take Patricia's life. Then Lena and Galena were supposed to kill PJ and end their own lives. Filicide, patricide, and suicide. These 3 types of sacrifice were gonna complete the blood purge. But then you came to town. You're such a pest, York. I loathe every fabric of your being. Always buzzing around us like a gnat, trying to upset our faith, but no more. I'm gonna stop you right here, sacrifice my daughter, and complete Lena's plan once and for all.
Terrible.
There may have been some hiccups in the plan, but the result won't change. After all, I'm her daddy. In the end, the goddess of fertility and her king will be the only ones left. We'll find a way to make do on our own. Hey, York, haven't you been wondering why I'm talking so much about myself? Because this is the last stage of the game? Nope, I've just been waiting for this. The
What?
bud. Soon, she'll be reborn, and the goddess of fertility will be among us. It all ends here!
Itch. I mean, it didn't make sense that
Patty,
made his face
Are you
go
all
like
right?
that considering the mask. But it would have been a little cool, a little Clint Eastwood of him. Had he not had a mask on.
Die!
Am I playing Patty?
Shit! No!
His thoughts on lightning would strike right now.
Stop, goddammit! Get away from her!
Daddy! Mama!
Don't call them your parents. They hate you.
Get out of the way! But the goddess! Lena's plans!
Daddy!
No! Damn it! I was supposed to be the king! Need to stop the fire! Shit! Damn it!
Daddy, run! I'll die for you.
Patricia?
If Mama and I die, it'll all end, right? I know about the real you. I know that my blood's cursed. So I'm just gonna die. I'm gonna die here with Mama, so it'll all stop. Just please run, Daddy. You're a good man, aren't you?
No, bad man. Did York lift that whole chunk of roof off himself real quick? Oh, okay.
Daddy, you saved me?
Can't die like this. Gotta be by my sacrificial knife, you see. Pulls out and stabs her real quick. You look a little fucked there.
Patty. Zach, I need you. Give me strength.
Strength of 2 men.
Daddy? You saved me?
Oh, what the fuck?
Why?
What?
You kept saying you were good. Daddy! I can't do it!
Is Zach actually the Super Saiyan?
Are you all right?
Agent York, save my daddy!
Hell no.
Get out of here! York, take my CLG! And run!
No! I can't leave both of you here!
Just go!
No! I'm not leaving! No! No!
I've sinned. I can't come back to this world. We have to say goodbye here. I'll take your mama with me. It's time for you to start a new life, sweetie. One where you won't be shackled to your destiny. York, I've confessed my sins. I'm gonna die here. I know this isn't how you wanted things to go down, but she's innocent. My CLG is pure. Please, just take her and get out of here.
No! No! I'm staying with you!
Just get stupid or what?
Ah! My daughter's in your hands now, York.
Let's go, Patty.
No! Let me go! Daddy! Mama! No!
I'm sorry, CLG. I've been a horrible father. Even before we ever met, I was always heading down the wrong path.
Yeah, it was a sheriff this time
I
too.
finally understand it now.
One that you least
I love my
suspect.
family from the bottom of my heart.
Especially for them to do it twice.
And your mama.
Me too.
But there's still more to this,
I
apparently.
love you with all my heart, Daddy.
I guess this goddess of fertility survives or something, whatever she's pregnant with. His blood grows into something, perhaps.
I'm sorry, Candy.
Red, green.
I'm such a failure. I screwed it all up again. Your whole plan's been ruined. I'm sorry. Right up to the end, I could never do anything right. Oh, really? So, it's all okay? Oh, good. Well, just hold on then.
Yeah,
Can't
I'm
get
gonna
out.
predict the lightning
Right
fucking
there.
up your entire plan. Like, this is gonna happen whether I came here or not.
The worst father, graced with the sweetest daughter. Life can be a bitch sometimes. But it wasn't all bad.
Yes.
Katrina brought that rain to us. And now, I realize that at the very end, I saw him.
Wait, what?
But
That was Hurricane Katrina starting?
she washed all that away. Every last trace.
All the evidence gone. That's fucked up. Is Katrina the goddess of fertility, though? Is that the same case and model? I got B this time because I didn't kill anything. Oh well.
Oh, I just love the look of glistening green grass. You know the green I'm talking about. Moist with sprinkler water, reflecting the radiance of the sun. In that regard, Louisiana's grass is in a class of its own. Just picture it on a clear summer day. A cold beer in one hand, gazing out from your porch onto the garden you're so proud of. This is the life. Doesn't get much better than this. That's how you feel. A well-kept garden and a cold beer? The ultimate combination. They go hand in hand, just like hot dogs and sporting events. But that grass, it's got a bit of a nerve to it. It doesn't matter how many times you cut it down. It'll always keep coming back and turn your eyes away for a bit. And that's when it'll really sprout up. Up until last week, your garden was perfectly pruned and balanced, symmetrical and pristine. But you wake up the next morning, and you can't even stand to look at what it's become. That's why people work so hard to cut their grass. Like it's some ordeal they've been tasked with by the big man in the sky. Oh. And it never ends. Understand me, Zach? If you want to stop cutting your grass, well, you need to either submit to its growth or force it to wither. That's all humans
So
can
we
do.
came back to Louisiana
Hard
at
work
some
never
point as
gets
Zach,
the
at least.
big picture.
Maybe he really did leave the
Wasted
apartment.
efforts. You following me here? Now just be honest with yourself. Be honest, Francis Zach Morgan. Oh, howdy, Zach. So we meet again. Such a touching reunion. Like a little boy who was given up for adoption.
Casing talking all the
Finally
time.
reuniting with his true parents. Look, even little Willie here is beside himself with joy.
Kason!
Oh dear.
Damn it! I'm gonna kill you!
What if the real Cason's the dog?
Hey, let her go! What the hell's gotten into you?
Looks like a zombie. Oh,
Jeez, are you okay?
That should do it. Well, no turning back now. How should we clean this up?
I'm searching the room. This room is pure insanity. But I can't let it shake me. Why did you come here, Aaliyah? Remember the real reason you decided to investigate Morgan's house in the first place. We came here to find a missing girl. Come on, Agent Jones. I know you're hiding something.
What are you talking about?
You've been watching him for 4.5 years, haven't you? Can you really stand here and tell me that you never saw a single one of the strange signs I'm picking up on now?
What signs?
Deadly premonitions, preparations for kidnapping or terrorist activities, sexual depravity, violent tendencies, self-mutilation, or even just contacting a specific person periodically.
Nope, nada. He doesn't fit any of that. You think I'd really ignore something that obvious? I may be a schlub, but I'm still an FBI agent.
Then why didn't you do anything about this room? Or did you merely choose to ignore his abnormal proclivities?
You want to know what I did? I did my damn job. End of story. I was outside the entire time. How do you expect me to notice a room like this from out there? It's as simple as that. At least it was, until you dragged me into this whole mess. Don't blame me just because your big investigation ended up leading nowhere.
Then tell me the truth. After seeing this room, can you really say that man is in his right mind?
well, it looks like you recreated a crime scene to me. Still investigating this case that you never closed. Pretty normal. Maybe I wouldn't have done it in my own personal bedroom, but you know.
He kept this room a total secret from you for over 4.5 years. No normal human is capable of such a feat. Only a true genius. Or a true monster. Can you really guarantee that he won't try anything if we just let him go here?
Well,
Then you need to help me. Find some sort of evidence that we can use to make him reveal what he's plotting.
okay. Why do you think Jethro here survived?
Why?
I mean, doesn't he look like the kind of guy who'd die first in a horror movie?
No. That's the black guy. Would have been Melvin.
He married into the Clarkson family. He didn't possess Clarkson blood, so he had nothing to do with Helena Doman's plan.
The blood purge thing? But if that was all there was to it, then Helena Doman wouldn't have killed anyone but Clarksons, right? Yet a ton of the Clarkson gang members died, along with Sheriff Woods.
They're all Clarksons. And, I mean, he died by accident.
Doesn't add up.
She did whatever it took to achieve her goals. She'd kill if the plan required it. But killing people outside of the Clarkson family was never a priority. Her ultimate goal was to cut off the Clarkson bloodline. Maybe he was always meant to be an assistant to the goddess of fertility.
What, like a servant?
He was the kind of person who was most in his element when he had someone to serve. Even afterwards, he let Patricia take over the estate, while he became her assistant.
Really?
As soon as he settled into his role, the townspeople started to respect him. Now they practically revere him, and he's even earned himself a nickname. One-Armed Danny.
What he is.
So you think his life played out exactly the way Professor R planned it to go? Talk about tragic.
I was so positive. But she isn't here. There is something about this room, though. Agent Jones, what do you think?
Me? I'm not as smart as you. Why are you even asking me?
Are you hiding something?
Of course not. Knock it off. Me? Hiding something? Ha! That's a good one. Come on. I got nothing to hide.
You sound like you got something to hide.
I thought I would find answers in this room. I thought that Patricia would be here. But I was wrong. This room is only filled with photos of people related to the case and the handiwork of a madman. Feels like I'm wandering through a heavy mist. Why is Morgan showcasing those women's photos? And that bed. If you loved someone from the bottom of your heart, would you ever be able to marry someone else? Or kill for them?
Whoa, what are we talking about?
I never heard of any kind of motive like that in any other murder case. I just keep feeling like we're being fed a story that he made up in his mind.
True. Honestly, without having experienced what that's like, I can't really say what I'd do. But I'd never try and force love to happen, if it didn't seem like it was meant to be. There are 3.5 billion women on this planet. There's got to be more than one specific person who anyone can fall deeply in love with, right?
Nah.
But what if we were talking about pizza, not women? You just discovered the perfect ultimate pizza, but you aren't allowed to take even a single bite.
I mean, the perfect ultimate pizza, it should be in a museum.
Unless you kill someone for the cook.
Do I get to stick my dick in the pizza?
Have you ever loved someone with all your heart?
What kind of person do you take me for?
That's my line.
The one who took her in after the incident was Daniel Clarkson. the next in line to succeed the Clarkson family. He's the one that ended up raising her from that point onwards. Isn't fate strange? In the end, two people who were completely unrelated by blood ended up inheriting that house.
Yeah, you're right. But sometimes I wonder, what is family anyway? Go back far enough, we're all strangers to one another. We're talking countless generations, marriages and birth, you know.
Humans love to deify the rules they create. It's almost like that's been an unwritten law from the very start. Why did Lise have to die first?
What that? Is that a leaf? Oh. What the fuck?
What is this?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Is the plant growing out of the dead rat?
This room paints such a bizarre picture. But upon closer look, I can see some strange sort of pattern to it all. Was Morgan trying to recreate something with all this? If so, there must be a reason for all of these weird and hideous things.
What's that?
A hunting trophy. A brown bear. With a dragonfly eye patch.
Why is it smoking a cigar?
It's probably supposed to represent Philip J. Clarkson's body.
And the elk is?
Both hanging from the ceiling.
Helena Doman.
So that's why it's got such good taste in fashion. And this one is Galena Clarkson?
Why did he want to line up corpses that were killed in different places, all together in a single room?
Because they'd make a sign? But for what? He did call us a shrine. Are they pointing to something?
Red seeds? Galena Clarkson went to California to become an actress. But things never took off for her, so she eventually returned home. Then she murdered her own daughter and ended up like this. Where did she go wrong?
She did manage to appear in a few movies, right?
Not as any characters with actual names, and never with much clothes on.
So that's the only value they saw in her, huh? Sorry, that was insensitive.
It's an everyday occurrence in that world. She was also bullied a lot.
Bullied? How?
They'd cut up her costumes, her scripts, and even everywhere she went. Then, after 3 years of that, her stylist chopped off a chunk of her hair. By accident.
Are you kidding me?
I did a little investigating on this. In the end, a self-titled Big Cheese producer tricked her. She almost ended up going into porn.
So never with much clothes, I meant like a bikini model. I thought that she was already going into porn and playing characters that don't have names.
Not hard to imagine what would have happened after that.
One witness said that after returning to Le Carré, she refused to use scissors to cut anything.
Because she scissored someone.
When Helena Doman returned home, someone must have let her inside.
You think that was her brother-in-law, Daniel?
I don't know.
Well, alligators did chomp his arm off. He probably had it in for old man PJ too.
Nah.
But, you know, I don't think he had anything to do with this.
Why not?
You're making it out to be more complicated than it really is. That's always the problem with people like you. Too smart for your own good.
Just get to the point.
Professor R marched straight through the front door to the mansion. She arrived right at her destination using the quickest route possible without having to undergo a single security check.
I know. My question is, how was she able to do that?
Does she live there?
Because she's family. It doesn't matter if PJ disowned her. He never stopped loving his son. A father would never abandon his child, no matter how much they fail to fulfill his expectations. That's what being a parent is all about. Don't look at me like that. I know, I don't have a son myself, but I have a father. He's still back in my hometown, managing the printing plant my grandfather started. He'll be turning 80 soon. He wanted me to take over the place, but as you can see, I'm out here. But I know how this whole thing works. Even though I haven't seen him in forever, the minute I go home, he'll welcome me with warm, open arms. You sure it's okay to press that?
Won't know until we try.
Hey, it's Woodstock.
Woodstock?
Look, a peace sign.
Red tree.
Love and peace, man. Even I can figure out what this is from. It's Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Grateful Dead, and Led Zeppelin. But I shouldn't have to explain it to a music nut like you, right?
That isn't a peace mark. It's upside down. You don't need to be a music nut to see that.
Who says that's the top part? If you're looking from Lisa's head, this is the top part, making it a big, fat peace mark.
No, this is the ground.
Where's your proof?
The red seeds. Seeds go in the ground, right? That makes this wall the bottom. Lisa's head is clearly at the top. Period. Also, Agent Jones. Led Zeppelin never played at Woodstock. He's representing a human with a hunting trophy made from an animal. I feel like I'm looking at a piece of modern art done in real taste.
Beans. Dumbass. Are you okay?
He was taught how to rule as a child, never confided in anyone, and married for purely political reasons. Then he prospered so much that he became powerful enough to rule an entire town on his own. But in the end, his own child betrayed him and ended his entire clan in a series of violent
I
deaths.
see where you're stuck now. Stupid cats don't know how to pull forward or retract their hooked claws.
If that was your life, how would you look back on it?
Yeah. Pete, I wasn't born into a rich family, nor was I ever taught how to rule. And for what it's worth, I've also never knocked up a young ex-actress. But I guess the one thing we can say is that any good life needs balance. Get too hung up on one thing and you lose sight of everything else. And if you betray someone, you'll get betrayed too. If someone thinks they can step all over people and then live out the rest of their life in peace, they're fooling themselves. We always get to see how those people end up in our line of work. In the end, they die horrible deaths. That is why pizza is the only thing I trust. Pizza never betrays you.
Unless the cheese has gone bad.
She planned a string of murders all in order to restore the Clarksons to their former glory, right?
Yeah. According to Morgan's story. Matches up with the files, too.
But the only proof of that is the confession she privately gave to Morgan just before she died. Galena Clarkson was also murdered immediately after she confessed. Don't you think it's all a little too convenient?
Well, story-wise, yeah.
And the sacrifices.
Oh, I thought it was just video game writing.
None of the FBI's official records contain an example of an actual human sacrifice. Aside from the cases that Francis Zach Morgan handled, that is.
There are tons of examples of animal sacrifice, though. And remember the witch hunts back in the Middle Ages?
Meaning?
Well, those weren't sacrifices, that was divine punishment.
Meaning, there are always exceptions to the rule. And Morgan alluded to the existence of some sort of journal, right? I think he said he read it in Professor R's lab. If we could find that, maybe this would all become easier to swallow.
There is no journal. He said he didn't need physical evidence and it got wiped out in the fucking hurricane.
The report didn't mention anything about a journal. And if it truly did exist, it surely would have been submitted as evidence.
Nah, no evidence.
Unless he tried to cover it up on purpose. Or...
Unless the journal never existed in the first place.
Exactly. This case took place in Lucare and centered around the Clarksons. Oppressive authority, cross purposes, madness.
You mean to tell me this is all just a made-up story and he was, like, murdering the Clarksons himself?
But Katrina took the truth along with many innocent lives and buried it all at the bottom of the swamp. But there's one truth that can never be washed away. This all started with the death of a young girl. Why did she believe what Professor R told her? The whole blood purge story. There's no way anyone in their right mind would ever believe that.
You got a point.
No matter how badly all the bullying must have broken her heart. I just find it too hard to believe. Don't you?
Yeah, but you shouldn't think too hard about it.
Why not?
Human beings don't make sense. We always do things that can't be explained with common logic. Especially when it concerns our parents, children, and siblings.
That doesn't satisfy me. No matter how irrational an action may be, I want to know exactly why that person made such an irrational decision. Otherwise, what hope do we have?
You're never going to be in a situation where everything makes perfect sense. Just stop sticking your nose so deeply into everything. That's my advice, as an old guy who's lived twice as long as you.
You and I are nothing alike. You decided to give up on your life and spend the rest of your time on Earth sitting around and playing Sudoku.
Bitch.
Everyone thinks that the principal thing to the tree is the fruit. But in point of fact, the principal thing to it is the seed. Now I know why Lise Clarkson was murdered first. Lisa's death was Professor R having second thoughts. According to Morgan, her plan was to perform parricide and filicide, then commit suicide. Those were the 3 deaths necessary to complete the ritual, remember? Which means she technically could have killed Patricia first. That would have been the best way to delay any interference from the Clarksons themselves. The reason she didn't kill Patricia first is because Lena was actually following a different plan inside her own mind. Or perhaps she merely changed her plan as she followed through with it. At some point, new emotions started to take root within her. she had second thoughts about something.
Killing her kid.
And in order to shake those off, she used Galena to kill Lise first. In order to cut off any possible escape, but that only made her plan move ahead quicker than she could have ever imagined, which forced her to rush right up to the end with those misgivings always in the back of her mind.
Huh? Wait, hold on. Yeah, you lost me. What are you talking about?
In other words, at some point, Helena Doman decided that she wanted to make Patricia the next heir. The blood purge wasn't for the goddess of fertility. It was for their daughter, Patricia.
She got rid of their Clarkson so she can be normal.
Wait, are you saying Helena knew from the start that Sheriff Woods would die with Candy?
Bullshit.
That's the only explanation I can think of.
Bro, nobody knew that hurricane was coming.
Huh.
Remember, this is only assuming that everything Morgan told us was true. Until I can trust that man, this is all nothing more than conjecture.
Considering how insane this all is, it sounds perfectly believable to me.
Ungan.
Francis Zach Morgan. Remember me? Oh, cat got your tongue. Understood. You know why I'm here, don't you? Surely you must know what this means. To commemorate our reunion, allow me to give you another oracle. The contract, once signed, will last for eternity. But only in the presence of true love. Did you hear that? Good. It's been a while since I felt this. You know, there's hardly
go marry
anyone in
Patricia?
this era who can see me like you can.
So we can protect her from the evils of the world?
And they've been dropping like flies since you first came to see me. Breaks my heart. We don't have much time. Do you have any questions for me? Excellent. You pass. You haven't changed, Francis Zach Morgan. But that question isn't for me to answer. Go and see it with your own eyes. Oh, time's up. We'll have to finish this during our next reunion.
Wait. The 4chan laugh.
Oh, this is bad.
Agent Jones, what is this referring to?
Avery Smith kidnapped Patricia Clarkson and escaped.
Avery Smith? The tall man?
Avery Smith? The vault manager? Why would he kidnap Patricia? Tell me what's going on right now.
Well,
Answer me, Jones.
I made a deal with Morgan
Very.
back when he took me to the bathroom.
What? What?
Morgan said something to me. If we want to find Patricia, we need to look at Avery Smith.
Have you lost your mind?
What he said made sense. Ever since 2005, Avery's been working deep inside that cold storage warehouse. He was also arrested in the past for getting too friendly with Lise Clarkson. And after Katrina, he apparently worked on renovating the warehouse for free. What if that allowed him to freely modify the warehouse as he pleased? That would explain why her body remained missing for 14 whole years. And then I did a little check and found out that he never went back to work after Christmas vacation ended.
So what? Why would you trust him?
I don't. I just decided it was worth investigating, that's all. So, I sent 2 agents to Avery's house without telling anyone. I just called in a favor from an old friend in the New Orleans branch.
Wow. Is the goober gonna be the real genius here?
No one gave you clearance for that. You think you can just...
Bitch, you jealous?
But what if Morgan's telling the truth? If he is, we're both gonna look like total clowns. Clowns who went barging into a former agent's house on completely unfounded suspicions. HQ will have a field day with us. They'll string us up as the 2 dumbest agents to have ever graced the field. I just wanted to take some precautions. And besides, if he is lying, it's still no skin off our backs, right? If things work out, we'll end up solving a difficult case that's been driving everyone crazy. Imagine that. You and me, just the 2 of us, solving a case like this. I'll be able to jump ship on this crappy job. And you'll be able to freely investigate all things Saint Rouge, just like you've always wanted. Besides, you know that Morgan is Director Abraham's favorite. Even if we get into some sort of trouble, if Morgan testifies to Abraham's for us, we'll totally be in the clear.
I don't care. This isn't the way things are supposed to be done.
Well, I'm sorry, but I had no other choice. You were so engrossed in this, and come on, you know how I am. Besides, saving the hostage should take priority above all else. There's no time for squabbling. We need to find Avery Smith no matter what it takes.
But how?
Well...
Thanks to your heroic maneuvers, we just lost our suspect.
I know, but...
I know how to find him. I should be able to see the other world, the way I am now. Just let me go, please.
Morgan?
It's okay, my fairy. I know I can convince them.
Oh, what the fuck is the fairy?
I found the first one last autumn. A dead rat with a bud coming up out of its stomach, just like this one.
It must be a seed, but the leaves are green.
A rat ate a red seed, died, and the bud sprouted. Honestly, it shocked me. Up until this point, I'd only ever seen red seeds, saplings, and big trees, so I decided to grow one of my own.
What are you talking about?
I needed to solve the mystery of the red trees. Why do they exist? But all of my sprouts died without ever growing the tiniest bit. Forget about a big tree. I couldn't even grow a single sapling.
So you kept experimenting.
2 days after the seed enters a rat, it takes the rat's life. On the 3rd day, a bud sprouts up, then grows to that size after 5 more. I tested this on 137 corpses.
In only a few months?
But I was never able to grow a bud any larger than this size. I still remember what he told me. Apparently, there's a special trick to making these grow.
Murder?
You're totally insane.
Maybe. I don't have much time left. I'm pretty sure that's why I can see the other world now. I'd lost that sense ever since the Greenvale incident, but it's back now. Please, will you just trust me? Come on, Simon. You'll trust me, won't you?
What?
No, Agent Jones. Remember the warning I gave you at the very beginning? You can't let him take control of the conversation.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Please, Aaliyah Davis, let me go. This is our case to finish.
No, you aren't an agent anymore.
But you don't know how to find him. Neither of you ever could.
Oh, I'll find him. I swear on my pride as an active agent that I won't give up until I do.
That won't get you anywhere. It's beyond you.
Shut up! You think we can't find him, but you can. Just how stupid do you think we are? If you want us to believe you, then it's about time you showed us some proof.
Hey, Belle. Your hypothesis was pretty much on the mark. Last week, I went back to Lucare. Then I bought a used car and got on a train in Trenton. But not for the reason you think. I wasn't stalking Patricia. And I'd never try to kidnap her.
Then why would you go there? Why would you risk so much, especially since you knew that you were under surveillance?
Because, once again, I'm chasing Sang Rouge.
Sang Rouge?
Even after I quit the FBI, I continued to study the red trees on my own. And now, I've come to the conclusion that those red seeds and Sang Rouge both come from the same roots. I also found proof that someone's inherited the original recipe. That's why I flew to Lucare, to confirm my suspicions. But I was more powerless than I ever could have imagined.
You think Patricia's making drugs?
I couldn't move like I used to. No badge, no gun.
Ugh.
So, after wandering aimlessly around town, I swallowed down my torment and my weakness and left.
You expect me to believe that?
I know you've got it in you.
What's that supposed to mean?
You found Lise Clarkson's body. The one thing I never did. And only a few days after discovering the body, you came to visit me. You should be fully capable of discerning that what I'm telling you is the truth.
Talking much about oneself can also be a means to conceal oneself. You can't trick me.
Wouldn't this red light be freaking him out? Battle and act.
You said that she was the mastermind behind the tragedies in Lucare. That her convictions about the Clarkson bloodline are what started it all.
Yes, that's right.
She instigated her younger sister into killing her own niece. Then she committed suicide immediately after killing her father, hoping that Sheriff Woods would be able to complete her plan. How could one call such an unpredictable series of events a plan? And as we saw, Sheriff Woods chose a fate that was completely different from what she envisioned.
No, he didn't. In the end, things went exactly as she planned.
What do you mean?
At a certain point, she realized that her plan was wrong, so she tried to adjust things, using me as a pawn. But then, the unexpected happened. She and I both underestimated what Avery was capable of. That's why I'm here right now trying to convince you, in order to save Patricia's life.
If your story is true, then why did Avery Smith kidnap Patricia?
Patricia resembles Lise. I even got them confused once. And Lise reported being stalked by a 10-foot man.
Ah, okay. That's why she had the wrong head in that cutscene. I never got to see a living Lise, so I wouldn't know. I guess I kind of see it. Text wasn't covering her face.
That's Avery Smith?
There you go. Like, flip her face on the horizontal axis, you know, like make her look this way. And it's kind of in the same pose. Same lips, same eyes, different hair color.
Exactly.
But he's only 6'7" at best. His physical characteristics don't match the person you're talking about.
I once concluded the very same thing. But now I know. That was definitely Avery. He protected Lisa's body for the past 14 years. Until you discovered his sleeping beauty.
So after losing Lisa's body, he kidnapped Patricia as a replacement? That's ridiculous. Is that really what you think happened?
He froze the woman that he loved so he could always be with her. Shitty.
Even if Avery did possess that sort of mentality, it doesn't make sense. If Lise was really that important to him, he would have tried to steal her back. Not now, maybe, but certainly after she was buried.
Would you be able to go on worshipping a goddess who had been defiled by so many hands? That ice was a barrier, a shield that separated the divine from our world.
Hey, the drum. What's up with that?
What is this drum?
Lord hungered. For the whole fucking week. Got some spam, some red beans, some spinach, Honda skins, a little pressed flour.
Please don't tell me it was a tool they planned to use for the blood purge.
Sharp eyes as usual, Belle. No. It was part of an even darker ritual. I can't even bring myself to say its name. It was far more important to our case. And far more horrible, if you can believe it.
A waste of time?
What?
No, that's just a drum. A drum made from 3 empty cans, animal skins, and a fragrant pressed flower.
Like I said, what is it?
Maybe it's a souvenir?
What? You expect me to believe that?
Souvenir? More or less.
You said that someone inherited the Sang Rouge recipe, didn't you? Is that someone Avery Smith?
It has to be. Avery used to help Professor R do research in secret.
What? Well, that wasn't in the report.
I only realized it just now. The moment I spilled my coffee on the floor. Avery revealed that he was helping with some sort of research. But at the time, I let his confession go in one ear and out the other. Now that I look back on it, I realize it was solid proof that he was helping her produce Sang Rouge.
What makes you think that?
He had free access to the deepest parts of the cold storage warehouse.
Oh. Wait.
Meaning...
Sang Rouge needs to be produced in an extremely cold environment.
I didn't know that. How do you know that?
Exactly. Aaliyah Davis. You already considered this possibility, didn't you? That's why you investigated the cold storage warehouse as soon as you got to Lucare, in order to locate where Sang Rouge was being made. Then, you came across Lisa's body by pure chance. Melvin wasn't the Fool King.
What?
Many different characters pop up in Lena's journal, and I mistook one of them for someone else.
What are you talking about?
After Simon hit me and I fainted, I had a dream. Now I'm convinced I'm the Fool King. The Fool King was always meant to be an outsider who suddenly arrived in Lucare. And the man she felt a need to eliminate wasn't me, but Avery. Lena realized her plan was on the verge of falling apart. She also guessed that I would be able to save Patricia from Melvin. The one worry that remained in her heart was leaving Patricia behind and how her life would play out from that point on. Especially since she would be left behind with Avery, a large, childlike man who's beyond anyone's control. She wrote that journal entry hoping that I, the Fool King, would be capable of stopping Avery. And she wrote it in a specific way in order to try and rouse me to action. Lena and Melvin both entrusted me with their daughter. So please, just let me go. It's my duty to protect her.
Who do you think benefited most from the Greenvale case?
No
You
one.
know, who dressed a lot like the
benefited
Voodoo
from
Shop guy? And Voodoo Shop guy has like powdery white skin. Do you think he's in whiteface?
Many lives were lost. That's all.
You really believe that?
Everyone who survived was overcome with sadness, scarred for life.
Without exception?
Without exception. Isn't that right, my fairy?
I feel like you're the one person who benefited from the case. You were able to add a new chapter to your stunning career and earned unshakable trust from the chief.
Huh, the case is unsolved.
That's what allows you to go on using his intel network as you please, even though you're retired.
Are you seriously suggesting that? Sickness is destroying my body. I feel like I'm on the verge of losing my mind, yet somehow I'm unable to forget the cases connected to those seeds, whittling down what's left of my life, chasing them. You really think I'm doing all this for nothing but self-interest? Is that really what you're saying?
I understand what you're trying to say. But it's too perfect. It's too perfect, just like that report of yours. How could you come to such a detailed conclusion after spending years shut up in this room? It doesn't make sense. The only possible explanation is that you're bending the narrative in the direction you want it to go.
Why do you think I left the field for 2 years after Greenvale? That case cost me not only my best friend, but also my special talent. I never thought I'd lose something like that. But ever since then, I've been unable to solve cases using that method.
Metaphysical offender profiling.
I tried everything I could think of to regain my lost talent, but it never came back to me. That's why I quit working for the FBI, and without anywhere else to go, I simply spent my days seeking truth.
I'm still smart. You think you'd be able to solve the case without going into the other world?
Searching for an answer I'd never find. So time continued to cruelly pass me by. Until finally, a disease started eating away at my body. I thought it was all over for me. But about half a year ago, I finally reached my conclusion. Everything started with the red seeds. He and I encountered these seeds long before we reached Greenvale. Under the seething, mind-melting sun of Louisiana. Then, for some reason, in the beginning of December, I finally regained my talent. And instantly, I could see the other world again. Get it? through allowing the cancer cells to ravage my body, I regained the power to travel to the other side. This is the only answer, Aaliyah Davis.
The cancer is red seeds. Did you eat seeds?
Truth is a surprise, born from coincidence and an unknown power. She was the first perpetrator in the case. And technically, she was also the first victim. Maybe... well, it's impossible to ask her now, but maybe she really did love her daughter with all her heart. And so, she was afraid. Afraid of what would happen if her daughter did end up inheriting the Clarkson estate. It was fear. Or something like it. That's what let the red tree inside.
That's still no reason to kill someone. Especially not your own daughter.
I know. Of course I know that. And I'm sure that deep down, she did too.
2 bizarre cases derailed your life. It must have been extremely painful. You have my deepest condolences, but that doesn't put you in the clear. You're still a suspect.
A suspect? For what? Patricia isn't here.
The murders of Sheriff Melvin Woods and Candy Woods. Their bodies were never recovered. Katrina carried them away, along with many other lives. Aside from that report you wrote, there's nothing that proves your innocence.
Hey, let's not jump to conclusions here.
Oh, I'm not.
I mean, I was only armed with a rubber bullet gun.
I also suspect there's a possibility that he murdered individuals connected to other cases that he's worked on.
Suppose he did murder the sheriff and Forrest Kaysen.
The Greenvale report bears the same inconsistencies as this one, and both cases are filled with victims whose deaths were never witnessed.
Stop. Don't say another word. If you so much as mention her name.
If I mention it, then what?
You will pay. Belle. No. Special Agent Aaliyah Davis. You're exceptionally talented, I admit it. You found Lisa's body, then discovered the red seeds all on your own. You even noticed that there was someone else in this room. You've got amazing intuition. You're a hunter with an extremely keen sense of smell, but you still can't perceive the other world the way you are now. That's all there is to it. Simon, look inside that trash can.
Huh? The trash can?
It's right behind you. Then you'll know for sure that I'm telling the truth.
That plane ticket.
We told you not to touch the sanctuary!
What is this?
I'm the one who sent Aaliyah the tip and set everything into motion. We need to talk alone. So the sanctuary was a fucking joke? That was a setup so he can slip a note into his pocket?
What's on that receipt?
But he also called himself FK, and I do have a suspicion that Forrest Kaysen isn't real, and maybe one of York's split personalities.
What is it, Agent Jones?
It's like they said, there are inconsistencies in the story. Even if the way we played through them, they felt a little weird. Like, I do think it's possible that while we're in Otherworld, he is maybe like FK in the real world or something, and actually killing people. And then we just walk upon these weird psychotic crime scenes that are maybe set up by him. It's a complete leap in logic. There's no evidence to show that, but that's the feeling I got.
FK. Oh, holy crap. Huh.
Contact a local agent and have them investigate Avery Smith's home. There are still agents investigating the Lucare area, right? Trust me. That's where Patricia Clarkson is.
Trust you? Where's your proof?
Ask Aaliyah Davis. Ask her about the name of the person who tipped her off.
What do you mean?
You're from Chicago, and you love pizza, right? Especially deep dish pizza, smothered in cheese.
What does this have to do with pizza?
Just ask her. And ask her why she decided to take this case in the first place. Got it? Pizza will never betray you. So you need to trust it, too.
Don't tell me FK is like a pizza brand.
But how could you have known that I would come here with her?
I didn't. I just bet on you.
God damn it.
Hey! Tell me what's going on right now, Agent Jones.
Where's the receipt? Just says FK.
Thank you, my fairy.
Like it's proof that
Car
he
key, Simon.
sent the tip.
Let me go.
Don't worry. Just trust in the pizza. I'm the anonymous tipper. FK.
It's a pizza receipt. That makes sense. Okay.
It's on the corner of 3rd Street. A 69 Pontiac GTO.
You've got excellent taste. Lend me your gun, too.
Agent Jones! Don't you see what you're doing here? This is a severe
And
obstruction
he ordered
of justice.
that weird
You're violating
pizza,
the FBI
like,
code.
not as usual.
Yeah,
So he can get a receipt
Aaliyah,
for
I know,
Simon.
but pizza will never betray me.
Pizza?
Tell Abrahams to prepare a private jet for me at the airport. I know Robert won't turn his back on me.
Wait, Morgan, are you serious? The chief would never lend out a private jet to a civilian like,
I have to leave you for a bit, my fairy. They'll be fine. They'll figure it all out.
The fairy Emily?
York, can you hear me? I'm going to go finish the job you started. That makes us even, okay? York, she really is a genius agent. She's probably going to end up being an even better agent than we were. She just needs more experience under her belt. She's still only pursuing the world she can see with her naked eye. She needs to experience more frustration. She needs to strengthen herself. On the other hand, Simon's much smarter than he looks. No wonder he was able to go on watching us for 4.5 years. All that struggling under the surface paid off in the end. Do you want to know why he decided to start trusting me? It's simple. It's all because of the name I used to send the tip to the FBI. It's the name of that pizza parlor, the Chicago-style place with those trademarked crimson boxes. Franklin's Kitchen. FK. Yet again. They've got the best deep dish pizza in the area. Both Simon and I love that place. That's why I told him pizza will never betray you. Will it, York?
There you go. He explained it in better terms than I.
Ugh.
York,
I wonder if I still have my inventory.
let's finish this. I'll be there soon. Watch my back, will you? This is going to be my final battle.
The guy said this was like a 3-stage dungeon, and then we got a cutscene, and that's it.
So I'm this far gone, huh? But unlike 14 years ago, I feel more at home in this world now.
Looks like it. Cigarettes, cookies, or donuts. Take like that. First aid kit. I have poison and paralysis. Cold if I haven't gotten rid of that yet. Alleviates BO. Add another big boy medkit just in case. Save. Alright. Let's go lay down some justice. Ass! No. Damn titties. I've only seen her in the red form before.
Oh!
Crazy how there's only 3 of these. And it's a good thing, again, like, if it's not, like, good comment, then don't put so much of it in. Go 3?
I'll show you.
It's not like this game was any shorter than the previous one, but still, the pacing was different. It did focus a lot more on what was, you know, the good, arguably good part about the previous one. Still definitely being a sequel. even like sight unseen for the ending, this was pretty worth it. You know, there are some people who like video games and still say that like it's ridiculous that we play these things for the stories. Because yeah, it's true, video game writing is usually like not so great. Like normally if you're playing for the story, it'll be because it's an RPG and like it's your story. You get like a little more attachment to everything. You spend time in that world, you know. And like there's a different kind of value in that. But compared to like movies, video games have just never quite been there. But we still have just absolute insanity from what we call auteurs in both games and movies. And this is one of those. And like Kojima projects. I would even argue Sonic is a bit of that. Though Sonic's fun to play at least. Like back in the adventure days, this shit was getting a little fucking insane. Obviously, Yuji Naka isn't really making them anymore, and that's probably why they feel so hollow to me now. And again, they're still fun sometimes. I did enjoy Sonic Force's gameplay, but the story was awful. I didn't give a shit about that. And they've been focused on like dimension hopping and the fucking past Sonic making his appearance too much, and it's just like silly. They're not trying to tell like a serious story in that world anymore. They were with Adventure 1, 2, Shadow, and Sonic Heroes. You know, I don't give a shit if this has the stupidest ending imaginable. This was just a great look at insanity. Very interesting, and we got a good amount of laughs. I do plan to play The Good Life eventually. I don't know if we'll stream it, but we just might. Oh, so even in the case of something like God of War, like the new ones specifically, like those stories are pretty simple on paper. But, you know, even having something like someone being someone at the end of the first game, like knowing that before I even played it, it didn't at all impact my experience because it's all about spending time with the characters and getting like a more emotional investment in the story, and it is a pretty lengthy game. It's almost like the same draw of an RPG despite it not being your story, you know? They use that time and personal investment to amplify what is just alright writing. Again, we talked about the Valhalla expansion before, and they like recontextualize a lot of the events of the old games, which were just mindless fun. And, you know, when you look at them through that lens, even those had great writing too. Great video game writing, I'll say. It's a distinct skill. And we've seen it happen in other cases where like famous movie directors or whatever will try to make a game and it doesn't end up being very good because it's a different style of writing. The only good one I can really think of is Boom Blocks, and that's because it doesn't have a story. The game's fun as fuck though. Thank you, Mr. Spielberg.
Curse. Ah, curse. Roll. Well, shit. Roll.
I need to cure paralysis. Eh.
Roll. Down. Roll. There. Roll.
Damn. It's throwing like exclusively usable items at me, no more crafting components. Sure I don't run out of ammo.
Oh. Roll. Oh. Roll.
That was stage 2. I don't know if stage 3 is going to be the boss fight or another level before the boss. No payphone. Alright.
Oh.
happened there? Never actually solved the other ammo types. It's a shame that just getting a couple points in power makes you this strong. You don't even have to bother figuring out if they're any good or not. You. That sausage. No, those are like crawfish or
Feel it,
something.
York. There's something in this room. What do you say we gather up some puzzle pieces for old time's sake?
It's a mutated Avery.
An artificial heart-lung machine. And this tank's filled with some sort of liquid.
Don Rouge.
If it isn't frozen at this temperature, it must be a non-freezing liquid. What was he using this for? It couldn't be cryonics. Did he replace Lisa's bodily fluids with this stuff? It's absolutely insane. So it really was you, Avery. I finally found the 10-foot-tall giant. Lena once said that the red soul could enhance people's unique characteristics.
So what? It makes a tall man taller?
In your case, it must have enhanced your physical characteristics. Personally, though, I don't think enhance is the right word here. This is simply a physical mutation caused by a drug overdose.
Lisa, this juice. It came from that powder. Yup. Gave me strength. I'll put it in Lisa's body. Yup.
You think it's gonna revive her?
So Lisa, stay pretty forever.
I suppose that makes sense. Enhance her beauty. Like that though, man.
I'll make Lisa pretty. Yup.
He's got mumps.
I'll spread her out all neat and protect her.
Lise Clarkson, the first victim of the Lucari case. I never thought she'd remain trapped in ice for 14 whole years. Hey, York, why didn't we work harder to find her? I regret it from the bottom of my heart now.
Lise, so pretty. I'll protect you forever. Yup. Lise smiled. She's smiling at me. Yup.
Yup.
Lisa's smiling.
This person hasn't changed in 14 years, dude.
She's smiling. No one ever comes here. I can hide Lisa here. This is for your sake, Lisa, so I can protect you. Yep.
So we solved most of the case. The issue was just that this guy was a little obsessive and he took the body that was being stored here. He didn't actually, like, kill her or anything, though. He was just like a loose end.
Avery trapped Lise here in that massive block of ice. He made his own personal altar that no one would ever find. And that liquid must be the solution that Sang Rouge is made from. He used that to keep her body from decomposing. Oh, red seeds. I knew it, York. Our battle began the moment we first visited this town. A trail of seeds. What are these huge crab legs doing here?
Crab legs. I saw the claws on the end. I was like, obviously it wasn't a whole ass crawfish. Legs, that makes sense.
Or are they shrimp legs? Not that it matters.
I don't think shrimp get that big.
We need to find Patricia.
Lobsters, perhaps. Those things grow, like, literally without limit every year. Ancient crabs look like fucking sea monsters. Or lobsters.
One of the key ingredients to Cajun cuisine. Utterly wasted. I should have taken a couple of boxes home with me when I first came here.
Was that okra?
Were these frozen oysters? Hard to tell now. After the hurricane, no one entered this warehouse for a long time. The Holy Trinity paste. Somehow this lone box is completely undamaged. Is there divine power at play here? I've had enough of those fairy tales. The seeds lead this way. This is where the final secret is hidden. Yeah, I know, York. Aaliyah and Simon would never be able to reach the other world through their mundane investigation. That's why we need to close this case. He's got a strong grip, strong enough to crush a steel door. This must be the entrance to the Smarty Pants scientist's lab.
I said 3 levels, damn it. Oh, Yoko Taro, of course. Another auteur. I'd be very interested in checking out the Drake and Garvey games someday. Obviously, Nier is interesting as well, but like, that's a lot more accessible. Like, most people actually quite enjoy Nier Automata, at least.
I'll show. I'll show you.
It's almost freaking noon. This ended up being 3 hours anyways. I could just wait a week. Oh well. I'm a little excited to move on to something else now. After, you know, playing both of these back to back. Not that I didn't enjoy it. You know, it's good to mix up gameplay. Boss fight. Lumpy.
Avery Smith. After all this time, I found my way back to you. Back to the truth about just how special Lise was to you. They mentioned you so many times. Mrs. Carpenter, Alexis. But I didn't catch on. I completely glossed over the monstrous karma you've accumulated. You met the goddess together with Professor R's red soul. And you obeyed them, just as the goddess ordered. But then, the goddess died. You lost everything, and you went out of control. So, Professor R decided to give you something special. Lisa's body. You didn't steal the body. She gave it to you, didn't she?
They stole these! My goddess! No goddess!
So he didn't even steal it, it was a gift, and we're just
So
throw this poor disabled man insane.
hate being alone.
Insaner.
Makes me sad.
That's a little upsetting.
I'm sad.
And the girl's body never being found is also upsetting, but like, it's been years, let this guy have it. Don't think keeping him sane and happy, I guess.
Patricia. Patricia. Yup. I still got Patricia. Lise and Patricia. So alike. I ain't alone. Yep. The goddess is still with me.
That's a laugh.
Where's Patricia?
Don't tell me you tried to make the same situation with her. Just keep her alive, man.
It's not too late for you, Avery. Turn yourself in. Stop now, and I'll even testify for you. That's right. It's not your fault.
Not my fault.
Yes. You were just being used.
I was used. No. No one used me. I'm the guardian. I gotta protect the goddess. She's mine. You're skinny.
Wow.
She's my goddess! Patricia's my new goddess! My new lease! I got a new goddess! Give me power! You!
Yeah, oh my god, holy.
I got it leased! She's my goddess! What
PG.
happened? I'm not
I was honestly expecting a phase 2.
So I don't know.
It might be. Maybe he goes in ODs or something. There's a big boy monster. Oh, hey, Patty. She alive? Dyed her hair.
Patricia.
Am I hearing Hugin? Oh, no, she said. I think we might hit that phase too. Yeah, there it is, one of the babies. His form's a little boy.
So that's your new altar. Sorry, but that religion won't last much longer. Patricia's coming with me.
Oh, a big little boy. His true form. Jesus Christ. Coffee restores concentration, right? There's nothing to lock onto, damn it. Firing speed. I knew this was happening. The one time it's useful. Stay puft marshmallow, man. So they mean to imply that San Rouge is still being sold, like, to this day. Is he doing that? Somebody's making it here, and I don't think he's smart enough to do it. Or, I guess he does make it for preservation purposes, but how's it getting out on the street? Somebody knows about this place.
That hurts.
Could be the Clarksons.
Please.
They said that Danny is her assistant. Like, is she a mob boss now? Hopefully we'll find out. Paid $700 to save the world. Red tree. That like means something? Red rum backwards was murder, you know? I don't think it spells anything backwards.
Patricia, you've become such a beautiful young woman.
It's supposed to be cold as fuck down here. Like, why is she in that dress? I guess Avery didn't care, but whatever.
are you here? I didn't ask you to come here. What do you think you're doing?
I'm...
Trying to act like some big hero?
No.
You never change. Always butting into people's problems. You wouldn't even let me die back then!
What?
Do you know how much pain I had to suffer because of you? Thanks to you, I had to live out 14 more years in hell.
Bitch, you could have killed yourself whenever you wanted.
Who do you think you are anyway? You should have just let me die!
I could never do that. I could never just stand there and let you die. Never. Never.
You signed a contract, motherfucker.
But...
You should have just let me die! Just like you did with all the others. You let them all die!
Stop. Stop it.
No, I won't. You built up such a towering mountain of corpses.
No!
Yes, you did! You're possessed by death!
No, I'm not. I did it for the sake of justice.
Is that why you let her die? For the sake of justice?
Don't say it. Please. Whatever you do, just don't say her name.
Emily Wyatt.
No!
Emily Wyatt.
Oh, damn it. Damn it. Damn it. I couldn't protect her. Yet I survived. I lived on to accomplish nothing. Damn it, York. Please. Just take me. Take me to the other side.
Both want to be with your lost ones. In the same boat. Patricia's the one person in this world you can empathize with, huh?
No. It's me, Zach.
Kaysen.
Oh.
Motherfucker, how are you alive?
That look, Zach. I'm awful sorry I'm not York. But I can still save you. I could even take you over to the other side, if that's what you really want. Come on, give me your hand, old buddy. I'll lead you to where you need to go. Just like a lighthouse that guides ships through the dark, abyssal night.
That's my only option. Tell me I'm FK, and I predicted this at the end of the first game. Dirty seat was a red herring. It's meant to make me think something else when it meant this the whole time. And now I'm monster, oh boy. Is Aaliyah gonna come fight him in the other world? That's a pretty cool design.
Oh, welcome, Zach, to the Red World. You become such a fine monster. Lena and George could never hold a candle to you. They really disappointed me, you know? Especially Lena. I can't believe she actually tried to outwit me. Right at the very end. See, my plan was to have Patricia die, then let Candy...
It's telling me to move, but I can't move.
The goddess of fertility and her hubby, the Great King, working together to turn the entire South into the Red Kingdom. Yet right at the last minute, who appeared but York?
I think I may have ended that early.
Stop right there! Is that you, Morgan? Don't move another muscle. Francis Zach Morgan, your story, your reasoning, I accept most of it. So just put your hands down and give it up. I'll take it from here.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey. She ain't half bad. She can't see this world, but she still managed to find her way here using nothing but her nose. She's like a genius pianist who can play Chopin without looking at any sheet music. She's got potential. Isn't that right, Zach? Ooh, I just got a nugget of an idea. I know the perfect way to use her.
What is smells good smells in my cold pillar.
You know, and there's also like the weird veiny look he had on him. He maybe has taken the drug at some point. And what was with Zach giving him some weird ass strength?
Beautiful.
Another personality from the drug.
Crawdaddy. Craw. Big, fat pig.
Jason could just be a fucking action figure he had when he was a kid.
Pig.
Was I just supposed to look around until I found her? What? I don't understand. None of that was relevant.
Stop! Get away from her!
No! You're Zach? Special Agent Zach? You came to save me, didn't you?
Hey, Patricia. You've grown so much. Did you change your hair color? It looks great on you. Good. Good. Looks like I made it.
Zach!
Tricia. I don't have much time left.
Was the death scene the extra thing that was retconned, maybe?
How much you've grown.
In the director's cut? I said it did have extra scenes. I had no idea what they were.
Don't be stupid!
Don't worry.
When I die, so will this tragedy. I always knew it would. He and I are two sides of the same coin. We've always been one in the same. If I disappear, so will he. You don't need to worry. Patricia, you can be happy now.
No, you're not allowed to do that. The contract's still in effect. Here, look at this. Was this all a big lie? I promised to protect you from all the evil in our world. You need to uphold the contract. Zach, you saved my life. You're the only reason I'm alive right now. That one time when I wouldn't stop crying, remember what you said? Our world is filled with pain. Evil, violence, betrayal, jealousy, lies. Unseen despair is always waiting for a chance to paralyze us. Sometimes you might feel like you'd be better off dead. But you can't give up. Never forget, your life is your own. Those words freed me from the chains of my destiny. If it weren't for you, I would have died a long time ago. Please, Zach, I still need this contract. Please keep protecting me.
Morgan! Get away from her!
Wait, you're misunderstanding.
Get away before I count to 3, or I'll shoot!
Well, now it's just getting ridiculous.
1!
So is Kaysen not an alternate personality, some weird corrupting force that resides in the other world?
3!
Did he possess Patty, and then York, and now Aaliyah?
Patricia!
Contract protected her.
It can't
That's
be
fucking dumb.
a miracle?
Yes, it's a fucking miracle. It's
God.
fucking too good to be true. York
I don't even know what to say.
came back to fulfill his promise.
You've become quite the crybaby since I last saw you, Zach.
Huh?
Hi there. Good to see you again, Patty.
They're two separate people now?
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York. That's what everyone calls me.
Agent York? You're with the FBI? Just like Zach?
Yes, that's right. I'm Zach, and Zach is me.
What's Aaliyah doing right now? She only can fire one bullet?
I feel like I've always known about you two. Just what are you?
We're your old friends, Patty. Now and forever.
The scar on his face gets so much deeper. You know what happens when you're old? He's whole again, and his cancer is cured. He has young immortality.
Aim carefully,
Dance.
sister.
Is this like a good and bad ending kind of thing?
Aim.
Freeze!
Oh, Aaliyah has so much less
Aim
health.
carefully, sister.
Freeze!
Aim carefully, sister.
Freeze!
Aim carefully, sister.
Freeze! Patricia Clarkson, I'm here to save you.
Hell no.
1, 2, 3!
Ow, what the? Holy. Forget about a stupid ending. This is complete madness. I have so many questions.
You are the suspect, Morgan. You're on death row, and it's time for your execution.
She's so hell-bent on arresting me because of Casey the whole time. What?
So I'll shoot you! Resistance is
Is the
futile.
contract protecting me again? God.
Hell! Oh my power!
Epic. It was like me shittily trying to sing the jingle. The whistle, I mean, because I can't whistle. Eliminate his otherworld presence. Big eyeball. Red tree.
Zach! Hey, Zach! Wake up! Zach! No! You can't die here! Please, Zach! York, please!
Don't worry.
Save Zach!
York is Zach.
I know you can save him!
He's
Death
younger
is
and
inevitable,
cooler.
Patricia. It descends upon us all equally. All life dies in the end, and no one can change that.
But we're finally together again! This isn't fair! Come on! Fulfill the contract!
Sorry, but this is an extenuating circumstance.
Then sign a new one with me! This contract isn't valid anymore. Now, I'm going to protect you from all the evil in the world, and I plan on keeping my promise. So you're not allowed to die before I do! Go on! Sign the contract! Come on, sign it! Now!
Are you sure you're prepared for everything that entails? You can only break the rules once.
York being a god doing some weird magic mumbo jumbo.
Listen to me, Patricia. When Zach wakes up, I want you to tell him something. This is our final farewell. Thank you so much for all you've done. Over all those years, you never forgot about me, did you? It's been so long since we've seen each other, but I know you always kept me in your heart. That's what kept me alive. I owe it all to you, Zach. Thank you. And goodbye.
So, are they like a thing now, like I was saying earlier? Weird Japanese grooming thing that happens in a lot of things. As far as I know, this Zach doesn't have a wife yet. He's still pretty obsessed with Emily. But he did have a granddaughter. Or I guess that would be his normal daughter, I don't know. Considering how old he looks right now. Her name was Patricia too, wasn't it?
Thank you.
Patricia
Thank
Emily
you,
or some
York.
bullshit.
Thank you. Thank you.
He who fights with monsters should see to it that he himself does not become a monster. And if you gaze long into an abyss, the abyss also gazes into you.
Much blood was shed, and many precious lives were lost. Avery Smith was indicted on 11 charges, including kidnapping Patricia Clarkson, illegally disposing of Lise Clarkson's corpse, and distributing the illegal substance known as Sang Rouge. He's currently serving a term of 381 years at a state prison in Angola, Louisiana. His first possible scheduled review for parole could happen in 127 years at the earliest.
It was beyond a life
Aaliyah
sentence.
Davis's assistance in solving the case was officially acknowledged, and she was transferred to the DC HQ. Thanks to Boston Chief Robert Abraham's support, she was officially allowed to join the Sang Rouge Investigative Task Force. Later, it was reported that her younger brother began to show small signs of recovery from his addiction. Simon Jones was finally freed from his mission to monitor a certain ex-agent and returned to the Boston branch. He was given a brand new computer and put back on data analysis, but never worked another big case. Instead, he spends most of his time at the office doing Sudoku.
Nelson Tethers,
And
puzzle
so,
agent.
after 14 long years, the curtain on this gruesome case was finally closed. Lucare still suffers from the aftermath of the plan set into motion by Professor R, aka Helena Doman. She was clearly smart enough to restore the Clarksons' empire on her own, yet she never tried to. The true reason behind her tragic downfall remains shrouded in mystery. A person's life can be greatly affected by the tiniest of anomalies, such as buttoning the wrong shirt button. Just like how this genius, who once inspired great expectations, went on to become infamous as one of the South's most inhuman criminals. And now, after a very long time, life is finally starting to return to Lucare.
So was that coffin like the shredded corpse of Lise? Who was in that? I still just have so many fucking questions. That was absolute insanity. I'm gonna have to go watch some videos. See what other people think. This is something that needs to be discussed. Expecting stupid and we got that. Much better. These highlighted letters supposed to spell something because I'm not writing them down. Assumed it was Japanese at first because I swear he's Japanese. You can even see all these, most of these developers are Japanese. It's telling me this language is French. Yeah, hello.
I stole
Is there
this from
Dalmatian?
Professor R's lab.
I figured you would.
I've read through it dozens of times, but
The
it
journal's
still
real.
doesn't make sense to me. I mean, at some point her plan started to collapse, right? Otherwise, I probably would have been killed early on. But here I am, alive and breathing. And the stalker who harassed me for years has been arrested too. Not only that, but now I have a brand new life waiting for me as heir to the Clarkson Empire.
There's a quick link to his
Both
search
Lucare and the
folder.
Clarkson's industries
That's
are
smart.
finally showing signs of recovering. It's just hard for me to
Crystal
believe
Lake.
this all went
Did you
according to her
investigate
plan.
Jason?
Yes, I understand how you feel. No matter how you look at it, things couldn't possibly have ended up perfectly in accordance with her plan.
How can you be sure of that?
You earned a new life for yourself.
All these
through the
like
effort
fucking
you put
serial
into
killer
it.
cases? Did he
It
solve
definitely
every
wasn't
famous
something
serial
that Lena
killer?
gave to you. You made this life possible. You didn't do it all on your own, of course. You were only able to come this far thanks to everyone who supported you along the way. Could anyone really believe that Lena was the one who orchestrated all this? There's no way. I'm positive. All the people you've met thus far, and all the things you've experienced, created the person you are now. Lena's just one of those people and nothing more.
You really think so?
Still, York and I both fell for that message of hers. Maybe her plan really is still moving forward after all.
Stop joking around. I'm seriously concerned about this.
Sorry, Patty.
Who the fuck is why?
What am I
Oh,
going
he's
to
talking
do,
to York?
Zach?
By the way, did you change your hair color back in order to signify some important decision you made?
He still has the heterochromia.
I guess I did. After losing
He's like
everything,
texting
I
himself on
finally
a
found
phone
my
with his
true
left
self.
hand.
So I've decided to accept everything that
You know,
comes
he
to
takes
me
a
from
potato
this
chip
point
and
on.
eats it.
I think that color looks great on you.
Really? Thanks, Zach. I'll never give up. I'm determined to overcome my cursed blood, whatever it takes.
And you will. That's why York chose you to be his assistant, you know. He always knew you had it in you.
Wow, he really thought that highly of me? Suddenly I feel really motivated now. This is crazy. I don't even know what I should get started with first.
Now that's the Patricia Clarkson I know.
Oh, I got it. I want to go and get one of Alexis's chocolate sundaes.
Not a bad idea. They are to die for.
Yeah, they're like the deadly premonition of ice cream. Well, so long, Zach. I'll come visit you next summer. Louisiana summers are just too hot for me to handle.
You're always welcome here. Bye now.
Yep. Okay. He's got a supernatural app on his computer. Lets him talk to the dead. I think Amityville Horror was like a haunting, actually, not a serial killer, if I remember correctly. Maybe he's doing
Feels
Ghostbuster
like
stuff
today is
now.
going to be another wonderful day.
Soon
Now,
as movie-loving
time for some
dreams.
coffee. No matter what the plan is, coffee should always come first. Isn't that right, Emily?
It looks a lot healthier. Did he cure his cancer? Was that part of the contract? That he is now just magically kept alive until Patricia dies? Ungarn. We still have no answer about who gun. Well, that sure was something. No, look at that. They're together again. Doesn't smoke weed anymore, probably. He's not afraid of red. Things work out for the guy. And he's even in contact with York still. That's wonderful. Anyways, guys, this has been Deadly Premonition 2. A wonderful experience that I will now go and think about for a few hours. And yeah, took 3.5 hours. I could have waited a week, but whatever. We did it now. So get ready for Dragon Age 2. I'm gonna go to the store and get my medicine refilled. And then I will go and like test it out, so we should be ready for next week. And I will see you guys then. Bye bye.